If we are starting with a dark red color and wanting to go more of like a raspberry purple vibe, we need to make sure that the value that we are starting with is going to match the value that we are ending with. Generally speaking, like a classic Ariel fire engine red is about a level 5 on the scale of 1 to 10. So if you are a dark red, chances are you are darker than a level 5. And this raspberry gold color, I would assume, is probably around like a level 6 or a level 7. So we need to remove and dissolve some of this red pigment out of the hair to a lighter value so we can actually shift on this plane of value where the color that we want to go actually exists. Because if you were to put like a purple color over this dark red, it's most likely going to stay at this plane of value and maybe just like barely shift it from like a true red to more of like a raspberry or pinkish red. Now, depending on what color you use to achieve this dark red color will determine how we get it back out of the hair to lighten the value. So let's say, for instance, you were already like a bleach blonde and then decided to color your hair with a semi-permanent, really deep red. Chances are that's going to come out and fade pretty easily because it wants to go back to the blonde that you started with in the first place. So you could probably just wash your hair in really warm water and clarifying shampoo. Make sure if you use clarifying shampoo that you do a deep conditioning mask because of the high pH, etc. But if we achieved this dark red color with an oxidative dye, chances are it's going to be deeper stuck into the hair and you would have to use chemicals like ammonia to dissolve the pigment out of your hair to a lighter value. Now, I'm not going to condone you bleaching your own hair, but people are going to do what people do, so please just be careful if you do that. If not, go to a professional to have them lighten your hair safely. But once we have lightened the value from this really dark red to a lighter red, we could probably just use like a classic violet or even like an indigo color on the same plane of value to shift this red-orange color closer towards this like raspberry color. Now just remember, if we use a lighter value purple over this darker value red-orange, chances are this is not going to be able to shift this over here because these pigments are more intense than these pigments, if that makes sense. So it'll most likely only shift it from this like classic red-orange to more of like a pinkier type red color. And if this happens, then you can just darken the value of your purple color by choosing a darker purple pigment to put over this kind of like pinky red, and it will shift this, since we're not starting here anymore, we're starting here, it'll shift this closer towards this raspberry purple vibe. And if you don't want to go through all of that trouble of trying to like lift and dissolve the pigment out of your hair, you could choose an even darker value purple to go over your dark red to shift it to more of like a darker raspberry purple vibe. It might not look like the picture that you're referencing, but it will still kind of give the vibe, just a darker version. And sometimes that's best so that you can like let your hair fade into the color that you want.